Sometimes the illuminator appears not to work. One of the first things you check is if the microscope is actually plugged in, and that has happened to me before. Then also, after it's plugged in, make sure that you have it turned on. And there's an on and off switch someplace on your microscope, even if it's not in this particular location. The light intensity dial is on the side, and sometimes it's too low, maybe set on 1, and no light will show through. So then you need to change that intensity level by turning the knob and making sure that that's not your problem too. All right, a lot of times a student will think that the microscope is not working, and I'm going to answer some questions that are frequently asked. One of them is, the light is on here and my illuminator, but I don't have any light coming through to my eye, so I can't see anything in the microscope. One thing that might be wrong is that the iris diaphragm is closed all the way. And you can see that there's no light coming through when the iris diaphragm is closed. So that's one thing that could be wrong. One other thing is if the nose piece is not clicked into place with the objective, then again, no light will come through if it's in between two objectives. So you have to make sure that you hear that click when you turn the revolving nose piece. Another thing that sometimes is an issue is if the view is blurry. Sometimes, of course, you haven't gotten it into focus. But then another thing that could be wrong is that your slide is dirty. If your microscope slide is dirty, that's also going to cause some blurriness when you're trying to see it. So what I suggest is that you take some optic lens wipes and gently rub the slide. Be careful not to rub too hard over the specimen, but just around the edges, and that will should take care of any of the smudginess that's on your slide that would cause you to have a blurry vision. When you're using the blank slides for some reason, then sometimes they come out of the box and they're blurry too. So you can again use these wipes to rub the slide. And be careful while I'm doing this, or while you're doing this, because while I'm doing this, it is very sharp. The slide's very sharp. So you want to make sure that you avoid touching the sharp edges in a way that would be harmful to you. And then the slide is ready to go to make a wet mount. When you've done everything you can to make your microscope work, if you still have trouble, put a red tag on it and we'll take a look at it for you. Take one of the red tags that will be located in your lab, write on the blank side what specifically seems to be wrong with your microscope. Use a twist tie to attach the tag, and then affix the red tag to the ocular tube on your microscope. Make sure it's going to stay on, but you don't have to do it tightly. And then once you put on the dust cover, I will still be able to see that there's a red tag and I need to take a look at something. Reminders for returning your microscope to the cabinet. Turn the lamp off, allow it to cool, unplug your microscope, remove the slide from the stage, turn the scanning power back to the original location, move the stage to the highermost position, make sure that your stage is centered, neatly store the electrical cord when you're finished with that, pull the dust cover over, and then carry it with 2 hands back to the cabinet, making sure that you don't bump it into the other microscopes that are already in the cabinet.